Narayanam namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Chaiva narottamam
Naram
Naram
Daiva
Deva
Narottamam
Narottamam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Devim
Devim
Saraswati
Saraswati
Vyasam
Vyasam
Jayam Mudirayat
Tato
Tato
Jayam
Jayam
Udirayat
Udirayata
Prayeshu Abhadreshu
Nastapayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Sevaya
Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati
Bhagavati
Uttama
Uttama
Shloke
Sloke
Bhakti Bhavati Nayastiki
Bhakti
Bhakti
Bhavati
Bhavati
Naistiki
Naistiki
Ishvara Parama Krishna
Ishvara
Ishvara
Parama
Parama
Krishna
Krishna
Sachidananda Vigraha
Satchidananda
Sachidananda
Vigraha
Vigraha
Radhir Govinda
Anadiradir
Anadiradir
Govinda
Govinda
Sarvakarana Karanam
Sarvakarana Karana
Sarvakarana
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya
Krishnaya
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki
Devaki
Nandanaya
Nandanaya
Nanda Gopakumaraya
Nanda
Nandagopa
Gopakumaraya
Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha
Govindaya
Govindaya
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namaha
Tadaravinde Napadaravindam
Karavindena
Karavinde
Padaravindam
Napadharavindam
Mukaravinde Viniveshayantam
Mukaravinde
Mukaravinde
Niveshayantam
Viniveshayantam
Tasya Patra Saputeshayanam
Vatasya
Vatasya Patra
Sayanam
Saputeshayanam
Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami
Balam
Balam
Mukundam
Mukundam
Smarami
Manasa Smarami.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
So we have completed the 41 sloka. Oh, today's Prabhupada's
Disappearance day, Babuji. Yes.
disappearance day,
Hare
right?
Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think Vimal Prabhuji. Thank you, Vimal Prabhuji. He has a hyperlink. Can you all open that?
Yeah, I'm already sharing my screen, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, Vimal Prabhu, you can read first paragraph, please.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada Ji ki jai.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada was born Abhay Charnar Day on September 1st, 1896 in Calcutta, India. His father was Gaur Mohan De, a cloth merchant, and his mother was Rajini. His parents, in accordance with Bengali tradition, employed an astrologer to calculate the child's horoscope, and they were made jubilant by the auspicious reading. The astrologer made a specific prediction. When this child reaches the age of 70, he would cross the ocean, become a great exponent of religion, and open 108 temples. Satvarupa Das Goswami, 1987. Your ever well wisher, page 10. It is noteworthy that in that very same year, 1896, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura book was accepted into McGraw Hill University in Canada, a pilot light for preaching in the West. When young Abhay had been unwilling to go to school, his father saw the humor in it and always treated him kindly and was lenient. His mother, however, hired a man to escort young Abhay daily to school. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Let other give chance to other people.
Sure, Prabhu.
Okay. I think it's self-explanatory anyway. Yeah. Jaypal Prabhuji can read next few lines.
Sure, Prabhuji. Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Right.
Yeah.
Gaur Mohan De was also a pure-hearted Vaishnava. He often used to take young Abhay to the local Sri Radha Govinda temple, where young Abhay was seen to be stood for many long hours offering prayers before the deity. The deity was so beautiful.
You can say D. Okay, that's okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
With his slanted eyes, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shataswarupa Das Goswami, 1987.
Satsvarup.
Satswarupa Das Goswami, 1987. Your ever well-wisher, page 13.
So this Satsvarup Goswami Maharaj is
Mhm.
the almost like first disciple. He's still alive. He is in upstate New York. He is the one who gave to mostly sannyasa diksha to our spiritual masters, Western spiritual masters. And he is still alive. Whenever my spiritual master comes from India, he visits and they take their association. And I saw last time I saw him is like like maybe 10 years back, and Bhaktirtha Maharaj left the body. He came for the ceremony at that time, and he's there in upstate New York. He wrote also Prabhupada Leelamrita book, Sasuru Maharaj Goswami. Okay, just want to give that information. He's a Western devotee. Yes.
Mhm. Mhm. As Abhay grew up, he became more and more devoted to the deity form of the Lord. He was especially enamored with the Jagannatha Radhayatra festival that was held in Calcutta each year. Hearing and understanding the significance of the festival, Abhay would sometimes check railway timetables to go to Jagannath Puri, where Lord Chaitanya personally attended some 500 years ago, or some
Before.
years before. Every year, a conservative estimated 5 million people attended the festival. This absorbed Abhay more in the mood of Radhayatra. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay. Manu Prabhuji, you can read few lines from there.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Correct.
A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
1901, circa, young Abhay conducts his very own first Rath Yatra. His father making a small cart 3 feet high with the canopy resembling closely the huge carts in Puri. All the local children and many adults would come. Abhay stood out as a leader even then, as he organized and engaged everyone. Even many of the mothers were engaged by him in cooking, especially his sister, Bhavatarini, who all cooked special preparations to be offered and distributed as prasadam at this Rath Yatra festival. At age 6, his father purchased, upon his request, his own Radha Govinda deities. Seeing the family engaged from his birth, watching his father performing the puja at home, and going regularly to see Radha Govinda ji, it was only natural. From this day on, whatever foodstuffs were brought before him by his parents, he would first offer to Sri Radha Govinda ji and then eat their prasadam. He also used to daily perform them a ghee lamp and properly put them to rest at night. Little is known of his adolescence.
So beautiful, right? It's all these habits inculcated when he was a child. Nice. Parents also. They are the Vaishyas, cloth merchant means, looks like, yeah. Okay, let's see who is present on the call. Oh, okay, we have 7 devotees. Okay. Bala Prabhuji, can read the lines.
Sure, Prabhu. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
During his... Just 1 second. There's something blocking my...
Is it better, Prabhuji? Go ahead.
Yeah, something blocking. 1 second.
Always I suggest just open your own session. Just click on that and you have your own
Sure.
screen rather
Okay.
than
No, still can't properly see it. Let somebody else take over, Prabhu.
do you have a cell phone and you have a hyperlink there in that group?
Yes, Prabhu.
Bhagavatam group, you are in the group, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Then why didn't you click your own? Okay, let's see somebody else.
I got it, Prabhu. During his college years, his father arranged a marriage, selecting Radharani Datta as Abhay's bride. In 1918, they were married, but for several years, Abhay lived with his family and Radharani with hers. This was to facilitate his finishing his college education, as it was recognized that the added responsibility of supporting a family is a challenge. In his 4th year of college, Abhay felt reluctant to accept his degree, a degree that was given by the British. He had become a sympathizer to the nationalist case, which advocated national schools, freedom from British rule, and self-government, self-rule. At the same school, Scottish colleges, in the class 1 year ahead of Abhay was the highly spirited nationalist Subhash Chandra Bose, who later became the leader of the Indian National Army, formed to overthrow British rule of India. Want me to continue?
Yeah, somehow.
Abhay was attracted to the pure and simple teaching of Mohandas K. Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, who stood by the ancient pure principles of moral India and regarded Bhagavad Gita above all other books. His personal habits too and lifestyle were pure, as he lived the life as a saint, sadhu. Abhay had seen many sadhus and was not overly impressed. However, Gandhi had more integrity than most.
And the most. Okay.
Sure.
Jagadish Prabhuji are available or anyone for that matter. Next. Kanaya Prabhuji or Sudhir Prabhuji, can you read?
Hare Krishna. Govardhan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, can you read few lines?
Translation की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय.
Yeah.
Gandhi called on all Indian students to rebel and give up British mundane manipulative educations that would ultimately bind one in slavery to the British Raj and would deny the Indian people of their freedom, religion, culture, and inevitably their country. The school shaped the students, brainwashing them to British imperialism, teaching them the corrupted philosophies taught by the Christian church funded Western ideologists, shaping them for the control of generations to come. Abhay weighed up the pros and cons. Abhay then rejected his diploma even after completing his 4th year and passing his examination. So doing, he made his principled stand of protest in response to Gandhi's call. When Gandhi called for the boycott of everything British and non-cooperation after the British soldiers had gunned down hundreds of innocent, unarmed Indians who gathered at a peaceful rally at Jallianwala Bagh. Abhay moved closer towards Gandhi's independence movement. Prabhuji.
Okay, so looks like Prabhupada also had some political involvement as well. So beautiful, so nice. Okay. Abhay Prabhuji, sorry, Kanaya Prabhuji. Kanaya Prabhuji. Can you read few?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes,
Hare
Swami Prabhupada Prabhupada.
Jai.
Avai's father was somewhat disturbed for Avai's future, but didn't resent his decision. More concerned for Avai's future than Indian politics, Gaur Mohan De arranged employment for Avai through a prominent friend, distinguished surgeon and chemical industrialist, a Dr. Karthik Chandra Bose. Dr. Bose gladly accepted Abhay as his department manager in his firm. 1921, his wife gave birth to the first son and child. While she was just 14-year-old, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, June 8, 1974. Morning Walk Conversation, Geneva, Switzerland. Let's stop
Can
here.
read. You can read next. Yeah.
Okay. 1922 marked the first meeting of Abhay with his spiritual master. Some of Abhay's Charan's friends were going to see a sadhu who was preaching in Calcutta, a descendant in the Brahma Madhava
Madhva.
Gudaya line.
Brahma Madhva.
Brahma Madhava Gaudiya.
No, not Madhva. Madhva.
Madhva. Gaudiya line coming through Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, his father, none less. The Scottish school-educated and prestigious leader of his group of friends was asked to come along too. At his family home, Abhay Charande has seen so many sadhus come. His father, a pure devotee of the Lord, would daily invite sadhu to his home for prasadam.
To his house, right?
To his house for prasadam, and as a general and as general expectation. Okay,
General feeling.
Feeling, Abhay was not overly impressed with what he saw. His friends, knowing his devotion, learning, and expectations, valued his opinion, and so insisted that he come and see Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami. Abhay was reluctant, but his friends wanted his approval, so Abhay conceded to go.
Look at it. Sometimes our friends invite some other places. We sometimes neglect it, but look at it how a mercy of the Supreme Lord comes to us. We come to the ISKCON through some friends, some links, something, and that leads to how Prabhupada also his friends are going to say Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. He reluctant to go. A couple friends convinced him. How? That's how slowly he entered into the. But he had a background anyway. But look at how a bhakti works. Right? It doesn't work the way we wanted it to work. It works the way Krishna wanted it to work. That's why it happened here. He finally considered to go to see a sadhu when friends requested him. Thank you for reading. Okay.
Can I read what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
People here love Mata Sadhu Sang, Sarvasiddhi Hoy. Prabhupada just went and then the heart complete change. No sooner did Abhay and his friends respectfully bow before the saintly person and prepared to sit than he said to them, "You are educated young men. Why don't you preach Lord Chaitanya's message throughout the whole world?" Srila Goswami, 1987. You ever well-wisher, page. Abhay was surprised that Sadhu had asked immediately for them to become preacher on his behalf. Impressed by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he wanted to test him with intelligence inquiry. Srila Goswami, 97. You ever well-wisher, page. Khadi clad, Abhay asked, "Who will hear your Chaitanya's message? We are dependent country. First India, must become independent. How can we spread India's culture if we are under British rule? Not that he never objected to the concept of spreading Lord Chaitanya's mission. His concern was with the apparent obstacles that stood in the way. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati dispelled any thought of potential obstacles, saying that Krishna consciousness did not have to wait for a change in Indian politics, nor was independent on who ruled. Krishna consciousness could not be impaired by anyone or anything. It is so important that it could not wait. Therefore, you must do it. However, struck by his boldness, he brushed all temporal material vagaries and conditions aside, leaving the only worthwhile and factual conclusion and solution to all material difficulties, Krishna consciousness.
Oh, so nice. So nice. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, yeah, this freedom fight goes on, but Krishna consciousness doesn't have to wait for these things. Both going hand in hand, parallel way. Okay. So beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, anybody else did not get a chance to read on the call?
Brijda Prabhu, you're there for reading?
Oh, our guest is here. Okay. Keep guest. Vijay Prabhuji,
Yes, Prabhuji.
can you read?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Sri Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
In a very short time, Abhay was convinced he is wonderful. Abhay said, is wonderful. Abhay said to his friend, the message of Lord Chaitanya is in the hands of a very expert person. Sattvarupa Das Goswami, 1987. Your ever well-wisher page well. It was that very light that in the heart young Abhay accepted Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhagupta as a spiritual master. Sattvarupa Goswami, 1987. Your ever well-wisher page X. Yeah, I think it's just in 1925, Abhay Charan they first visit Sri Vrindavana, the holy place of Lord Sri Krishna pastimes. For business purpose, Abhay and his wife and family moved to Allahabad. As pharmaceutical salesman, Abhay did a lot of traveling by rail, especially in the North India. By now, Abhay Charan has developed a strong relationship with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada to the point where they requested formal spiritual initiation. On November 21st, 1932, in Gaudiya,
Sir, in the Gaudiya Mutt.
in the Gaudiya Mutt in Allahabad, Abhay Charan received Diksha initiation.
That is first initiation Prabhupada took from his spiritual master, 1932, November 21st. Okay.
Prabhupada took Prabhuji first and second at one time.
Yeah. Okay.
Both initiation happened on same day, right? That's what.
Yeah, same day.
Okay. So, okay. I will read few lines. Okay. Translation to Prabhupada ki jai. Abhay tried to organize to visit his spiritual master, but whenever he visited Calcutta, the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was not there. Unlike many of his other disciples, Abhay was thus unable to travel and spend time with his spiritual master. Consequently, over the next 4 years, they only met about a dozen times. When finally they did meet Abhay. Okay, Charanaravinda Das, Abhay Charanaravinda Das, took every opportunity to hear from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Siddhanta. Although Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was so strong in argument against other philosophies that even his own disciples were cautious about approaching him if he were sitting alone. And although Abhay's contact with him was quite limited, still Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati would always treat him very kindly. Srila Prabhupada would later recall, sometimes my godbrothers would criticize because I would talk a little freely with him, and they would quote this English saying, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. I like that. But I would think, fool. Well, maybe, but that is the way I am. My Guru Maharaja was always very, very affectionate to me. Saswarup Das Goswami, 1982, Well-Wisher, page 20. 1935, on the occasion of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's 62nd birthday, Abhay submitted a poem and an essay at a meeting of his godbrothers in Bombay. The articles were well received and duly published in the Harmonist, for which Abhay was informally dubbed Kavi, learned poet, by his godbrothers. Abhay's real pleasure in his offering was when it reached Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who in particular liked one stanza and showered it to all his guests.
Showed, Prabhu, showed, not showered.
Oh, sir. Sandan showed it to all his guests. Absolute his sentiment, though
Sentient.
has proved. What is it, Rudy?
Sentient.
Oh, yeah. Absolute is sentient. Thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity. Thou has removed. Okay. Okay. Somebody else would like to any. I think everybody got a chance to read, right?
Manu Prabhuji, did you read it?
Yeah, he read.
Yes. Okay. Any volunteers?
Should I continue?
Yeah, why not?
Later, Prabhupada ki jai, later Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said to the editor of the Harmonist, whatever he writes, publish it. That year, 1935, held one of the most significant meetings with his spiritual masters in Vrindavan. Once, when Abhay Charnaravind Das was walking with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and several other disciples, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati began talking confidently to Abhay Charan Das. The conversation was in regard to some senior disciples over who would use various rooms and facilities at the Gaudiya Mutt headquarters in Calcutta, Bagh Bazaar. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said to Abhay Charan, if they are quarreling now, what will they do after their spiritual master passes away? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was distressed. He said to Abhay Charan, there will be fire. One day there would be fire in the Calcutta Gaudiya Mutt, and that fire of party interest would spread and destroy. Abhay Charan heard, but didn't know what to make of it. It would be better to take the marble from the walls of the temple to secure money. If I could do this and print books, that would be better, said Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said directly to Abhay Charan, I have a desire to print some books. If you ever get money, print books. Satyaswarup Das Goswami, 1987, your ever well-wisher, page 31. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada departed from this material world in this mortal world in December 1936, 1 month before his departure, Abhay Charan wrote him a letter. He was thinking that as householder, Grahastha, he couldn't fully serve his spiritual master and he wanted to know what to do. Thus he inquired, "Is there any particular service I can do?" 2 weeks later, Abhay Charan received a reply. "I am fully confident that you can explain in English our thoughts and arguments to the people who are not conversant with the languages Bengali and Hindi. This will do much good to yourself as well as your audience. I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a very good English preacher." Sarup Das Goswami, 1987, your available wisher, page 21. Accepting this as his confirmation of his mission, Abhay Charan began to further mold his life.
So beautiful, right? Just one-time instruction and English speaking. That's how Prabhupada made whole world into spiritual world, like language. Hindi, Bengali, only few people, but universal language, English. And Prabhupada was the highly educated, he's a chemist by training, chemist. So like that, he was advised only one time by his spiritual master. So he took that into the heart and soul, and he made it that into reality. Coming over to Western countries and preaching in English, especially its language is so beautiful. That's why it happened. Okay. Manu Prabhuji, can you read next few lines?
Hare Krishna. A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
The fire and the mat mentioned by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati broke out almost immediately after his disappearance. Legal disputes followed, and the mission was propounded by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was spoiled. Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada lets his feeling to be felt in the following purports. In the beginning, during the presence of Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astotra Stata Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, all the disciples worked in agreement. But just after his disappearance, they disagreed. One party strictly followed the instruction of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, but another group created their own concoction about executing his desires. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, at the time of his departure, requested all his disciples to form a governing body and conduct missionary activities cooperatively. He did not instruct a particular man to become the next Acharya. But just after his passing away, his leading secretaries made plans, without authority, to occupy the post of Acharya, and they split in two factions over who the next Acharya would be. Consequently, both factions were asara, or useless, because they had no authority, having disobeyed the order of the spiritual master. Despite the spiritual master's order to form a governing body and execute the missionary activities of Gaudiya Math, the two unauthorized factions began litigation that is still going on after 40 years with no decision.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Jayapal Prabhuji can read.
Prabhuji, one question I have. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Prabhuji, in Appearance Day, I know we celebrate in the temple nicely, but what we'll do today, Prabhu, then?
I don't think we have any program. I don't know.
Yeah, 11 to 1, there's a program, Prabhu, today morning.
Yeah, Prabhu, we have a disappearance day in temple, Prabhu.
No, what do they do, Prabhu? What I'm asking is.
Same, Prabhu, what we do in appearance. The same.
Okay, same thing we do. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. The Vaishnava appearance, disappearance, the same.
Got it, Prabhu, got it.
Jayapal
Oh, continue.
Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, we do not belong to any faction, but because the two parties busy dividing the material assets of the Gaudiya Math institution, stopped the preaching work. We took up the mission of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura and Bhakti Vinoda Thakura to preach the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world under the protection of all the predecessor acharyas. And we find that our humble attempt has been successful. We followed the principles especially explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita verse Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kuru Nandana. According to this instruction of Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, it is the duty of a disciple to follow strictly the orders of his spiritual master. The secret of success in advancement in spiritual life is the firm faith of the disciple in the orders of his spiritual master. The Vedas confirm this. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tata gurau tasyaite khataita hi artaha prakashante mahatmanaha. I'm going to read Prabhuji.
Yeah, that when you read shloka, the meaning is explained below.
Oh, okay,
Reading
sure.
also.
Yeah. To one who has staunch faith in the words of the spiritual master and the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the secret of success in Vedic knowledge is revealed. The Krishna consciousness movement is being propagated according to this principle, and therefore our preaching work is going on successfully in spite of the many impediments offered by antagonistic demons, because we are getting positive help from our previous acharyas. One must judge every action by its result. The members of the self-appointed acharyas party who occupied the property of the Gaudiya Matha are satisfied, but they could make no progress in preaching. Therefore, by the result of their actions, one should know that they are asara or useless. Whereas the success of the ISKCON party, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which strictly follows Guru and Gauranga, is increasing daily all over the world. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura wanted to print as many books as possible and distribute them all over the world. We have tried our best in this connection and we are getting results beyond our expectations. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, 12.8, purport.
So, yeah, so politics, everywhere politics, right? Politics are everywhere. So, but to overcome the politics is, if you want to do politics, you can do stuff somewhere else, not in the devotees and devotional service. Of course, some of them higher officials, they politics for the sake of unanimity in the groups. That's a different story. But playing unnecessary politics is not needed in the spiritual activities. Yeah. Okay. I think we're almost out of the time, dear devotees. There's a lot to read, but read at your convenience. Any questions before we log off? Anybody
Just
wants
one question, right? We use word God brothers, right? So God brothers are, once the initiation is done, then within under the same spiritual master.
Under the spiritual master of God brothers, God sisters, correct.
Oh,
same spiritual masters. God brothers, God sisters, they're called, yeah.
Got it.
My God brother means it's the same guru initiation.
Same spiritual guru who's also initiated along with you. Okay, got it.
Not along with you. Initiation could take
in the sense like all
under that spiritual
disciples.
Master. Okay. Correct.
Of the spiritual master.
But no, but don't take this as a black and white. Doesn't matter. We are all under Prabhupada umbrella. Prabhupada is our acharya, because we are also discussing the difference between acharya and guru, right? So the gurus only carry out the orders given by acharya. So after Prabhupada, nobody was designated as a one single
Acharya.
person. Acharya, yeah. So these are all gurus. Gurus have they have limited what you call limited authority of changing anything. For example, Prabhupada gave 4 regulatory principles. Nobody can come and say only you can do 3 or 2. Right? 4 means 4. Then Prabhupada gave 16 rounds, whereas Gaudiya Sampradaya, if you take initiation, there are 32 rounds they do. But Prabhupada, seeing after our disgusted lives in America, our busyness, Prabhupada made 32 to 16. That only Acharya is empowered to do those things, not gurus. Acharya has that because Acharya, there is a word in English, in Sanskrit, Acharya, Achareti something. That means that he has read all the, what you call, revealed scriptures very thoroughly and understood very clearly. And then he has empowerment of changing things. Not lot things, few things. But Acharya cannot come and say, don't read Bhagavad Gita, read something else. No, they also have, but they have empowered to make certain subtle changes here and there. That's called Acharya. So now, for example, Prabhupada has so many disciples. One disciple say, oh, follow 3 regular 2. One disciple say, follow 2. That becomes inconsistency, right? That's why Acharya only can do those things. Once Acharya does, gurus just follow his instructions. That's why when our spiritual masters gives initiation, they don't take any credit in that actually. They say on behalf of assembled Vaishnavas, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, on behalf of deities, I am giving this initiation. It's not I am giving. They never say that I am giving. On behalf of His Divine Grace Prabhupada. So that is what Guru Tattva comes into picture. A lot of people say, oh, my Guru, this Guru, that Guru. Guru Tattva, if you understand Guru Tattva, you don't distinguish among the Gurus. All these Gurus are just following what Acharya said. That's why Guru Tattva has to be very thoroughly understood, not to what you call force somebody to take initiation from my Guru, this Guru, that Guru. Nobody has that. We should not do that. That's not the purpose of preaching. Information, then up to the individuals who inspired by whom and who connected to whom in the Janme Janme Prabhu se Divya Jnana Uday Prakashito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasha Jaite Vede Gaya Jaha Racharito Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. That Bandhu, the relation with Guru is life after life, not somebody forcing somebody taking. No. That's all. I think I'm.
You said sometime back 32 rounds. What is the 32?
What?
No, you said some Gaudiya Math to follow 32 rounds, you said?
32, yeah, Gaudiya Math 32 rounds even now.
Prabhu, Gaudiya Math is who is the leader, Prabhu?
Yeah, I see Gaudiya Math, this, if you are reading those, so many politics, this, that, Gaudiya Math slowly vanishing. And even only mostly Gaudiya Maths are in that West Bengal region, that places.
Okay. So that is presided by one of the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati?
I don't know those details.
Okay,
I don't know those details. But this ISKCON is offshoot of Gaudiya Math.
Offshoot of Gaudiya Math?
Offshoot of Gaudiya Math. ISKCON is offshoot of Gaudiya Math. Because mostly we follow Gaudiya Sampradaya. We still call Gaudiya Math Sampradaya, right? We are still.
Yeah. But when you say word offshoot, what do you mean by offshoot, Prabhu?
Offshoot means, I don't know in English what you call it. A branch of it, I would say.
The branch of.
Everything, I think we follow 99% we follow. Most of them we follow Gaudiyas, but except the 16 rounds one. Other things, everything. And also, Gaudiya, our focus is Srimati Radharani, not Krishna. Our focus is Gaudiya Sampradaya is based on the Radharani's philosophy. Radharani is our presiding deity. Now, this Kartik is we are celebrating so gorgeously because Radharani is the Ujjvala Kartikasya Devi. She is the worshipping deity of. If you go to any Gaudiya Sampradaya, they talk they're based on the Radharani's mercy. Radharani is a presiding deity. So we give importance to Srimati Radharani because she is the one who makes Krishna to play out to Krishna. That's how it is, Gaudiya Sampradaya. And also the Gaudiya Sampradaya is the only Gaudiya, the Sampradaya explains about these three things. What are the three things? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan eti, iti sabhyate. These three features are really explained only in Gaudiya Sampradaya. Nowhere you'll get this information. How lucky we are. Yeah.
I think there are a lot of temples in
I think,
in other
there are
areas,
some.
right, Prabhuji?
Yes.
I think
If you
everywhere
go
they
to
mention Gaudiya Mata as the name. They don't actually mention like ISKCON as the name everywhere, though.
There are some Gaudiya Maths. I visited even Mayapur so many times. There are
Yes.
some Gaudiya Maths, they're very strict. They're very strict.
Yeah.
And 32 rounds, and they're very humble, very down-to-earth people. They still follow Gaudiya, but Prabhupada is from Gaudiya. He is a Gaudiya. Sampradaya, Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Goswami. And this is all credit goes to Bhaktisiddhanta and his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They revamped whole Vaishnavism. After Mahaprabhu, there was a big gap, hiatus, big gap was there. This revamped by these two personalities. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying to Krishna. He has 11 children. At some point, he is praying to Krishna, I want one devotee from you. Then Bhaktisiddhanta took as a ray, is called ray of Vishnu. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati is a ray of Vishnu. He directly came from Vishnu to help his father assist in the upliftment of the Vaishnavism after a long gap, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there's a lot of they made the sacrifice like anything. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami and his father decided, and they are also very strict, very what you call. Bhaktisiddhanta is called Lion Guru. He used to argue like anything to bring up Vaishnavism into consistency. They're from the superior. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is they're Manjaris actually. Rupa Manjari, I think. I don't know. Rupa Manjari and Ananga Manjari, something like that. They're Manjaris in the spiritual world. Krishna sends them for the propagation of his message. As he says, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinachaya Deshkata. He says that, like that. But anyway, we cannot imitate them. We can follow in their footsteps.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, dear devotees.
Thank you,
I think
Prabhuji. Hare
I
Krishna.
sometimes talk unnecessarily. Somebody has to stop me.
No, useful, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.